Hello and welcome to the Foundry Roundtable, the podcast exclusively covering the Foundry for Star Trek Online. I'm your host, Drogan1701, and with me as usual, cavalcade of misfits, Markhawkman, Greendragoon, and DuncanIdaho.
Prepared to be assimilated, annoying alien from the Nexus.
Miscellaneous breeding noises.
Kapla!
He couldn't think of anything funny to say.
Miscellaneous breeding noises.
Yeah. Okay, so tonight...
Go ahead.
Tonight we are going to be live playing the featured episode, since this is our last chance before it becomes not the featured episode anymore. Because, of course, Season 14 drops on Tuesday.
With a new featured episode.
So we will be running the featured episode, which is called...
Beyond the Nexus.
Beyond the Nexus.
Beyond the Nexus. Beyond the Nexus. Because, of course, I'm going to just get this out of the way right away. We don't go actually into the Nexus. We just stay out here beyond it, I guess.
Yep.
But I want to know what's beyond the Nexus.
Really hard.
We are beyond the Nexus because we're not in it.
Well, we see something that comes out of the Nexus. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, we've actually gotten started. We're dropped right into the first map here. Actually, we're in a team of 4, but it only allows you to do it in teams of 2, so it split us up. Greendragoon, our cameraman and technical guru, is in one instance with Mark, and Duncan and I are in the other instance. So, Dragoon, we'll just let you go ahead with it.
Hang on.
The USS Challenger got bored in our instance and came over and said hi.
Look at that.
Sorry, just a sec.
It's okay. Take your time. I just suddenly realized I need to rebuild my power tray.
I'm going to go fly into the Nexus.
I need to get audio working, and...
Technical difficulties.
Okay, now everybody should be able to hear it.
Good to see you again. Looks like the 2 missing ships are here, although they're both in a disabled state.
Oh, flying into the
Neither
Nexus.
of them have responded to our hails.
Not getting any closer.
It's a
That's
background prop.
entirely possible.
Oh, that reminds me, we don't have this map in the Foundry.
Most new maps we don't have, or especially space maps. I mean, we really have not gotten
all new
in a
maps.
long time.
I just feel like mentioning it every time it happens anyways.
It's, of course, always good to see LeVar Burton reprising Geordie LaForge.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look. Something. It's a reading rainbow.
First photo op I ever got was LeVar Burton.
Aw. He's among the first cast members I saw. They, saw the entire panel on stage. And
the first time I went to STLV and came back, I gave my mom a copy of that picture, and she showed it around to her friends and her co-workers, and at first nobody was like, who is that? Who's that? And then I said, Reading Rainbow. And then they all remembered.
When you suddenly become famous for something other than what you used to be famous for.
Something's not right here. I worked on the Nexus Defense Screens project, and a catastrophic failure like that seems unlikely. In an overload situation like she described, the ship wouldn't be disabled. It'd be destroyed.
Let's get a short-range scan.
too many Galaxy classes in our instance.
Can't tell who's who.
Hey, firing on Drogan?
I'm picking up some Nexus radiation and signs of minor combat damage on both ships. Nothing close to what the captain of the Madison was claiming. Admiral, the Madison has raised shields. They're powering up their weapons.
Red alert. Very purple energy beam.
Supposed to be psionic.
Fire just disrupted most of our systems. We're sitting ducks over here.
Wow, my cloak survived.
We're still trying to figure out what they did over here.
Like I said,
Whatever it
hot
was,
knife
it
debutter.
knocked most of our systems out.
This is not the
Running
most
on
challenging of
emergency
missions.
power.
No.
I think we better get over there and find out what's going on while we still have a functioning ship between us. Meet me at these coordinates on deck 10.
Game over.
A lot of tactical on this team.
When you play it
Looks like someone activated the security system.
solo, you end up with
Fortunately, I know a
less
thing or two about that system.
characters
The console
totally.
here is offline, but there should be a functional one nearby in a holodeck. From there,
It's like we each
Everybody
get
needs
one.
one.
access the system.
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah.
the fields down.
Sounds like a plan.
This holodeck's damaged. Let's try the next one.
It's definitely very satisfying to be running around the.
All right,
Galaxy
let's get to
exterior
work.
or interior.
Yeah.
With luck, we should be able to bypass the system and drop those. Wait. Someone's loading up a holodeck program in here, and I've got a feeling it's not for R&R.
Activating program Barclay 42 Epsilon. Safety protocols are disengaged.
Please, help us! The Borg are everywhere!
The program's live.
So even now,
We'll have to
like,
survive the battle.
40 years later, Barclay's creepy holodeck programs are still floating around the database somewhere.
Yeah, I kind of
Yep.
wonder. It's like,
Well,
why
yeah.
does this ship have copies of Barclay's
Last
holodeck
wave.
programs?
Unless they change the program.
Well, I suspect that Barclay's programs got passed around the fleet a few times. So
Wouldn't it be
that-
funny
they're
if
like- They're like contraband.
wouldn't it be funny if like Barclay programs are like the equivalent of weed being passed around like Starfleet Academy? Hey, you gotta try this program.
You Holden?
That's
Yeah, I got
definitely
Barclay's
a
programs
red
right here.
Barclay program. Let's get back to business. We'd better
trying to
bypass
pick up a
security
loot thing
before
and
they
the
send our
dialogue
sparring
button
partners to
got in the
over
way.
Either that or Reg Barclay program has just become a general term for anything like this. It's like Mary Sue.
Yeah.
It's on the 25th century equivalent of TV tropes.
I wonder what happens to the puzzle if you try to have. Oh nope, only one person can interact with it.
Yay.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Huh.
I did the thing.
Okay.
But then
that
I don't
did
need to.
it. Security systems are down on this deck, and they won't be putting us into another holodeck scenario anytime soon.
This is Commander Tabai. Please I repeat, if you can hear this, come to 10 forward at once. There's...
We're barely reading you here.
Our defenses just dropped. We require your... They are closing on a... Hurry. It won't be long before they attack.
Who's going to attack?
Someone's jamming that signal. We'd better get to 10 forward.
Agreed.
One thing I like about this is the way they did the costumes.
Although they did change those.
You know, the ones where they
yeah.
originally had the Jupiter uniforms and then switched them back to the...
Yeah.
Which ironically looked almost like the ones we developed for the 26th century.
Yeah.
Lighting in this map is awesome.
The Madison has been taken over by hostile forces.
Of that warm
and
glow
we
coming
are
from
in
outside
dire
the
need of
window.
assistance.
Always taking a page from Generation. What happened here?
We responded to a distress call from USS Forrestal, long thought lost to the Nexus. As we closed to assist, the Madison was struck by a potent beam of psionic energy. It disabled the ship and left us vulnerable to attack. Mind-controlled members of the Forrestal's crew then beamed over and took control of this vessel. We few are all that remain free.
Who or what is behind this?
An alien of tremendous psionic ability.
I know.
Formerly trapped within
It's the
Nexus.
time-lost alien offspring of
We
Kurland.
believe it lured the Forestall there in an escape
Daddy,
attempt,
I'm
which
here.
failed. Somehow,
So,
it was
one
able to
criticism
break
I'll make of
free
this mission is
when
that
the
it's
Nexus
got a
recently
lot of
returned. Though
different
powerful,
ships going on, and
there
it's
are
really
limits
challenging
the
to keep them
alien's
straight.
ability. The combat with your ship has
There's only
weakened
two.
3
considerably.
NPC
There's
ships
3.
on
Now
the
is
same
time
map.
to
Okay,
strike.
well, yeah, 3.
The controlled
3
crew
plus your
are
own.
bound to attack
They're
it.
all-
Two are actually integral to the plot.
Yeah.
So I think it would have worked better if Geordie's ship had been the one that you were fighting off these psionically controlled crew on, instead of having him come in with you.
Because they're both Galaxy class.
Really
Yeah,
didn't
so I
really
mean-
didn't need the Madison here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I just noticed something about this
Picking
map
up
that
transporter signals, multiple contacts. We've got incoming.
it's one of those things that you don't really notice at the first time you look at it,
Enemy
but
contacts inbound.
after you've seen it once, it just kind of like jumps out at you. What it is that when you look at the debris objects laying on the floor, you see several glasses, but some of these glasses are actually half filled with cauliflower.
Because they only got the one model.
So you
Looks
have
like we bought
half
ourselves a
full
little
glasses
time.
laying on the
We should
floor
discuss
on their
our next
side.
move soon. You might talk with some of the survivors here for more information.
They've
as well.
invented
Your call.
anti-gravity glasses. The liquid always stays inside your cup.
Alright, do we want to talk to the people?
Yes, sure, why not?
It's not all that long of a mission.
Exactly.
We gotta do all the
You.
optional dialogue.
Things were looking more than a little ugly.
And
until you
sit in the
got here.
captain's chair.
I'd pour you
We
a
found her
drink,
out this
An
week.
accolade
but
for
all
that or
the
something?
replicators went offline an
You should
hour
have
ago.
appreciation for optional dialogue.
As good as can be under the
Oh,
circumstances.
one thing that I like
Still
about
amazed
this
we
that's a
haven't
really
been,
neat touch is
down.
how there's a tridimensional chess
The
set laying on
commander
the
thinks
floor.
it's because we all come from a species with psionic abilities. As good a reason as any, I suppose.
Thank you so much, not quite Kess.
She really looks an awful lot like Cass.
Yeah.
She's a default Foundry NPC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got her in the Foundry, and it's basically Ocampa designed to look like Cass.
Until your arrival, I calculated.
I mean,
our odds
it's
of survival
literally
at
Kess's clothing
4,286 to 1.
with someone who has a
Difficult to
vaguely
fully
similar
assess at this
face.
juncture.
And hairstyle.
However, I am willing to state
we don't
that
have
our
that hairstyle
odds have
either.
improved considerably.
Yeah,
If all
Foundry
of you were
NPC.
psionics, our
Or
odds
people
would
who
be
want to
even
continue the
better.
bartender.
The alien is quite ineffective against those with mental abilities.
Okay, that's a new title I want in game. Is Improver of Odds. All right, talk to Ensign Rana.
Ensign Rana, engineering. Sorry for staring, Captain LaForge. Your work
I
on
made an
transport
interesting
theory was
observation
required
about
reading
the
at
4
Academy.
characters you meet in
I
this
thought I'd
room.
actually meet you.
I'm sure you can guess what that is.
Right. Well, they hit
They're all
main
telepathic
engineering first.
races.
If you're going down there, be on your guard.
Like you have
Several
Commander
of us tried to
Tafai
take
and
it back a
Ensign
couple of days
Saitel,
ago.
who
They
appear to
beamed
be
in and took us by
Vulcans.
surprise.
Then you have
I
Rana,
was the only
who
one to make
is
it back.
a Betazoid. And then you, of course, you have Tam, who's an Ocampa.
Probably explains
Telepathic
why.
races can't get taken over.
As easily.
Or at least
Yeah.
they have
Attacks will
better
intensify
ability
as
to
the alien
resist.
gains strength.
Yeah.
If we're
'Cause
going
if
to
I
do
remember,
something to
some of
save
these
this
people
ship,
that attack
we need
you
to
are
do it
Vulcans.
fast.
So I
Let's
guess
get down
not
to main
everyone.
engineering. I think we can get a better grip on the
Oh,
You can
it's
see that
possible.
might have been
there
going for that.
and use it to incapacitate
It's
both the
possible
hostile
that
crew and
even if you're a Vulcan and you like have someone like knock you
Take
unconscious,
these psionic
then he can take
inhibitors
over
with
your
you.
mind.
We hope to use them on some of our dominated crewmates prior to your arrival. But I suspect they
I don't
will
know
serve
what
you
Itrix
better
was doing in the
than Star.
holodeck, but staying in
We should
there
protect
quite a
you
while.
If the alien attempts to take control of your minds.
That's not that Reg Barkley program.
Oh, also, one thing that I had to look at twice is you see this thing behind the bartender. At first, I thought that was a weird painting, but then I realized it's actually a damaged door.
This?
Yeah, that thing.
No, that's what was on the show. It's kind of like
Really?
a relief painting.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's because it was on the show. Nick 90s.
They were just looking for something abstract to stick back there.
Okay, well, never mind then.
All right, to engineering.
Really.
Oh, Mark.
Fight more people in old uniforms.
Enemy targets on center. Flanking damage detected.
Watch it! They're beaming in reinforcements.
Shield losing power. Enemy combatants in close proximity.
I do
Yes,
kind of
that's
like
right.
the void
I gave my-
effect.
Hostiles incoming.
I gave my bridge officer the not cool rifle.
Oh, you're a bad boy, Duncan. Calling in an orbital strike on our engine room here.
Well, we can shoot through the hull.
There's emergency
if
force
you think
fields.
Orbital strikes are bad. You should see what I did to the engine
You've
room.
got a couple of problems here.
I launched.
I hit him with
And there's a
lightning.
lot of Nexus radiation
I got lightning too. That probably shorted out a lot of the consoles. I laid mines down. Those exploded. Those probably blew up a bunch of consoles too.
I'm
We're
using
really
undead
bad.
wristlance.
Don't worry, I'm an engineer. Oh, I did the thing again.
I have to say, one thing about this I find interesting is how all of the guys, when you shoot them adequately, they just lay on the floor.
Radiation levels are back in the safe zone,
You don't
and
say
I've managed to
vaporize
prime
them.
the warp core. Give me a hand with it, and we can restore main power.
So I've actually done things where after you defeat a group in the Foundry, I'll beam in like some stunned NPCs just so it makes it look like you didn't kill them.
I really wish we had the ability to do like officially imitate this.
Main power's back online, and warp core is stable. I've activated most of the security systems, but it looks like the bridge is still under enemy control.
I'm just reading the door labels, seeing if there's one door here just labeled bathroom. Oh wait, that might be engineering support. Or it could be the Jeffries tube.
Nah, the one on the ship is labeled head.
I think they do stuff in the Jeffries tubes too. There's tubes.
Well, see, because when you look around the bridge, there's a locked door labeled head.
This ship and all upon it belong to Cosmos.
So funny thing,
Starfleet disagrees with you
I've done
on
this
that.
on several characters now, and every time I play it the first time around, the void effect is not working on him. But if you do like a replay, it works.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why that would make a difference though.
To assist you.
Well, it's a bug, and bugs are like that sometimes.
But it's just weird that
can...
replay would be the thing that triggers it, or
yeah,
fixes it.
Time to rip the bridge apart with an unlean wrist lance. It's all good, right?
It could be that Cryptic apply like it was bugged at the start. They apply to fix, but they only apply to fix to the version of the mission that comes up with the replay.
I don't know, because it's only the cutscene where you don't see his
Back on the
face.
forestall. This isn't over yet. The Challenger might be able
Oh
to
well,
fight,
we get a
but
marvel
most
at
of this ship's
not
crew is
Kurland in
unconscious.
his yoga
Beam back
pants.
to your ship and deal with the forestall. I'll do what I can here to get the shields up and keep the Madison in one piece.
Gotta play in the ready room.
Wait, what?
Ready room, then I'm gonna go into the observation. No, wait, where's the observation?
Yeah. Oh wait, Duncan beamed out. Thought Duncan was, or Dragoon was going to look around the observation room too.
Sorry.
He was presented with an option to press F, and he pressed it without thinking.
Well, what did this interesting about this Captain's Ready room is that there's a Vulcan Idic statue on one of the tables.
I only have so many props.
And there's also what appears to be a statue of... Well, I'm not sure who it is. Maybe William Shakespeare? Hard to be sure.
Maybe William Shatner.
That's Cochrane. Again, they only have so many props.
Oh, well,
oh, that's right. Yeah, it's the statue, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, okay. It's just like, instead of being like 60 feet tall, it's 6 inches.
Yeah, same thing with the gold Miranda class versus the gold Stargazer.
Okay, another title suggestion. Would-be jailer.
Yeah.
Challenger
Maybe find a better use for psionic aliens later.
Curlin beats his other self.
A guy like this working for Starfleet Intelligence.
We're falling behind.
Alright, filling up the first dog.
Hull integrity below 75.
Although it did actually accidentally find time track the beam with pole search just right so that it pick up.
Yeah, the galaxy I'm using right now has been set up for exotic damage, so single targets tend not to last long.
I'm using tricobalts, bioneural, and the cluster.
The ship and crew are yours. It is an unexpected mercy, one I would not extend to a vanquished foe on the battlefield. Much has changed since my banishment to the Nexus.
I kind of wonder if, as a Klingon, they let you actually destroy the Forrestal.
No.
Nope.
That's a shame.
Nicely done. I was able to get a call into Starfleet, and we should have backup here soon. In the meantime, I'll keep some disabled ships. We'll have them up and running again in no time.
Smashed up many times.
No, I didn't pick up the mission, so I get nothing.
A lot of lives showed mercy to someone who wasn't inclined to return the favor.
It's not like it takes long to replay.
No.
You're welcome. Once we're done here,
See,
we'll go back
I
to working
actually
with
made
Picard
an
on a
interesting
big project.
observation with
Enjoy
the
seeing their protomatter technology firsthand. Hopefully, we won't run into
Endeavor
innocent
for
victims
healing
while we're
ships
out
in
there.
space.
I'd rather not see their protomatter weapon in action
Earlier is
here.
that after you shoot holes in the Forrestal, you could complete the Endeavor by parking your ship next to the Forrestal and hitting hazard emitters over and over again to heal the Forrestal. And thus complete the Endeavor that way. You didn't actually need to heal yourself. I mean, the thing has 238,000 hull, so I mean that's more than enough for the Endeavor. Although that's not the current Endeavor, but hey, you know.
All right, well, that is pretty much the episode.
Yeah,
The
not
short
a long one.
It's 3 maps.
Which used to be the standard, actually.
Well, one of the maps is even reused.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there's a time and a place for short episodes, right?
Oh yeah, I like this one.
I mean, this was definitely we want to do something for the anniversary, but we've also got yet another featured episode coming soon after.
Yeah, it's nice that there's another one. This one was short, but there's another one coming right away, which is good. Because I kind of felt like when this one first launched, it was like, well, that's it. I mean, and on this lengthy release cadence that we got, it felt like, wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But since there's another one coming right away, it's all right.
Well, let's face it, this was really a tour of the galaxy interior.
It is a little bit, yes. Kind of like, part of it was the...
Some of the Voyager episodes, like Mindscape.
And let's see, which is the one I'm thinking of? Very first one of New Frontiers, which is Echoes of Light, which kind of gave us a little bit of a tour of the K-13 fleet holding.
Oh, I wouldn't say a little bit of a tour. I mean, you get to wander around the entire interior. It's just that it's been... this is the version of the interior that looks like it is about to fall apart.
Yeah, so you don't get the full impact.
Yeah.
Fairness, though, there was a lot more to that episode.
There was a lot. For this episode, I don't know, it felt a little bit like a missed opportunity because here we are at the Nexus and we don't go into it.
Yeah.
There might be something more to talk about, but I need to see the next episode of Discovery first.
I think that the Stowe devs probably make a point of avoiding excessively open-ended story plot lines.
Well, we do have a little bit of an open end here because, I mean, we didn't kill Kaj Burr.
And we didn't really find out anything about his backstory except for the fact that he was in prison, so there's really no detail here. It's just
will he be a one-off or will he come back?
It felt like it really did feel like some of those, like where Silence Has No Lease type episodes in Next Generation, where there's something and there's a bit of, we learn a little bit about it, but then the finale of the episode comes like, hey, we've fixed it, and we don't really deal with it again.
We just warp away from whatever that thing is, and that's it.
Yeah, I thought this episode really...
We're done with the space MacGuffin.
Interesting report.
Onward.
This alien was trapped for
in that sense, I think this really did encapsulate Next Generation pretty well, because it does feel like the most Next Generation thing I've ever seen, because it's just basically the entire series encapsulated in some way. Like
it needed a B storyline where a character learns something about themselves.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. As a whole, I mean, we've had this the New Frontiers series, which has been essentially a little bit of an arc, which has been punctuated by standalone stories. So we had Echoes of Light and Signs of Portents, which are part of the arc, and then we had Survivor, which wasn't, and then Mirrors and Smoke, which was, and then Brushfire, which wasn't.
Well, it sort of kind of was. It depends on how they
was a little bit more
pay off
connected
Martok.
because the Zenkethi were in it.
Yeah, I like
that one's
crap. I can't say anything.
I kind of wonder if we're going to see Kaj Burr again.
Yeah, next week I can at least I'll be able to say one way or the other, or hopefully be able to say one way or the other what I think this is all about, but we'll see.
You think they're hinting at something?
Oh no. Oh, damn it! I don't know if I can talk about it now because I got a theory and it's beautiful, but it's either something that would have been really great for Cryptic to do, or it is actually what they're doing, and I don't know how to. I don't know if I should say anything about it. So because it would be really awesome if they did this, but we'll see. So next week I should be able to talk about
we'll ask you in a week.
Yeah, because I just need to know what Discovery's basically what's going on in Discovery. Once I know basically one word, done. I can then say, hey, aha.
Write it down on a piece of paper and then bring it out. And
Oh no, I've already done that on Twitter, and we talked about this a little bit on the Discovery Roundtable. So I'll be able to actually say
timestamp it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm planning on one way or the other. Just bring back up that retweet saying, just retweet what I put down and just say, hey, these 3 letters, this is what they stood for. This is what I thought they were going to do. And it's either going to be great or would have been great.
It's either going to be, hey, they did this thing that I predicted, or oh my god, I was so wrong.
Because actually, with the Discovery thing, I think it's going to be good either way. Because what I think they're doing, I think, is less interesting than what they could be doing. But there's something
that's
that
always true.
Yeah.
How many times have any of us thought, oh, that was so much less interesting than my great idea?
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, but we also got
you
the
watch
benefit
an
of
episode
hindsight.
and you're like, oh, this part of the episode was boring. If they'd only done this other thing.
Well, it was just like what I said earlier for this episode, which I thought would be much more interesting if we actually went into the Nexus.
Yeah. But I think the standalone episodes, if it's what I think it is, they're less random than we think.
Well, there's sort of two approaches they could take to this. They could, leave it as the sort of, the format of Deep Space Nine, which is, kind of like the X-Files format where you have the Myth arc episodes interspersed with standalones.
Yeah, and that actually felt pretty. Yeah, that felt pretty nice.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's a way to do it. Or there are things that happen in the standalone episodes that you revisit later. They come back into the plot, and it all makes sense at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing that I would like to comment on here, though, is that fighting the Forrestal and fighting the Madison, it actually plays out very differently. Because while they're both Fed ships, they actually have a different set of abilities they use on you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Which makes sense because the Forrestal being 39 years old or however long.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Mirrors and Smoke. Now we're going to change tacks a little bit here, and we are going to run the Kobayashi Maru.
Okay, well, let me switch characters real quick.
Yeah, I think me too. I need something a little bit better than what I was flying.
What I had was good, but yeah, let's see. Let's have a little fun with this.
I'm trying to remember which character I was doing that on before. Oh. Okay, let's see here.
Oh, jeez.
I should probably get that console, though. It's the one off the Lucari ship, right?
Yep, off the Lucari ship.
Oh, yeah, the protomatter thingy.
I'm just going to... I have it banked here, so...
Lucari science. There it is.
Oh, we're doing Fed, right? Yeah, crap. Dun, 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 dun.
One thing that's mild.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say one of the things that's mildly annoying about the Kobayashi Maru thing is that if you fail at that early of a wave, you get pretty much completely nothing, except a 30-minute cooldown.
So they announced that there's going to be a new lockbox, which they expected, but it's going to be a Zenkethi lockbox. But one of the things in it is a T5 Lucari ship. It's the sort of it's like flying saucer. It's one of the other concept arts that we were voting on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get one and open it on your character that has a Lucari T6 ship, you can use that skin on it.
That's
there's
cool.
some nifty things they're doing in this lockbox. Like there's a 3-piece low-by-ground set and a new type of item, the Vanity Shield.
Yes. Which is going to drop from the weapons packs, probably very rarely.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get one, I'm selling it. That'll be in demand.
Okay, well, I swapped characters, so...
Okay.
I'm ready as well.
The team.
I'm just having to pick up the Lucari ship again.
That's what I was doing. I'll actually go into space and make sure that skill is on there.
Actually have that on my... Might have to go claim it myself as well.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll go see.
Bloodleaf says he will be our 5th person. So let's see. Do I have you on my friends list?
Into the dock! You're not docking with our space dock unless you do it running at full speed.
They had to suspend the no running rules in Earth Space Dock.
I figured that would be the thing that finally got me demoted to captain, but nope. Apparently there's no one high enough rank left to demote me.
There is no offense that you can commit that will demote you.
Well, one of the more amusing observations that I would made on one of the forum discussion threads is that what's the word for it? Why is it that Kirk did not get demoted until he blew up the Enterprise?
Well, technically, he got demoted for disobeying orders
stealing the Enterprise.
Yeah,
right.
Actually,
right.
It was only the disobeying orders part that stuck, because of course he saved Earth. So.
Right. But why is it that he didn't get demoted earlier?
Because he wasn't. It was the entire sequence of events.
Yes, because that was their first opportunity to court-martial him. He wasn't back on Earth before then.
Well, no, it's that what I was getting at, though, is that why is it that at no point in TOS or did he get court-martialed for any of the insane things he sometimes did?
Which insane thing are you referring to? Yeah, I did once. Although it wasn't he being framed?
Yeah, there was the time he was framed, and then there was the time that they brought Pike in.
True.
But yeah, I mean, none of the crazy incidents resulted in blowing up the Enterprise. So they generally solved stuff. So,
I mean, because how many separate Prime Directive violations was he cited for?
Oh, come now.
It wasn't breaking the Prime. Yeah,
they've demoted every time
directive.
Somebody violated the Prime Directive. They wouldn't have any captains left.
Yeah.
Except for maybe John Harriman. He'd probably still be around.
Yeah.
Well, that was
the guy who was the captain that committed the Grissom.
Esteban.
Esteban.
JT Esteban.
Okay, he probably would have still been a captain too. That guy doesn't do anything without consulting Starfleet. It's ridiculous.
The extra boring person who never did anything of note.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Kirk didn't get demoted, is because otherwise it'd be stuck with Estebans and Harrimans.
All right, I'm all set.
Okay.
I just suddenly realized that I have a bunch of junk in my inventory to sell.
Everyone else ready?
All set.
Hang on, go ahead.
I'm good now.
Sure, my proto matter thingy is actually on my tray.
Yes.
Somebody's having fun with that.
Pilot maneuvers.
I am a little disappointed that the Defiant doesn't have pilot maneuvers. That ship was made for pilot maneuvers.
Perhaps
that would have been nice.
Time.
You can at least get the pilot specialization and use some of those skills.
Yeah.
I'm in my Krenim time ship, so if we lose, I'll just erase something and change it so we won.
Yep.
Erase the Kobayashi Maru so that we never had to save it in the first place.
Wait, but isn't if this is just a simulation, wouldn't that mean you're actually erasing the simulation from existence?
It's a simulated temporal incursion weapon. It's just acting within the simulation.
Oh, it's real.
How'd you fit it in the simulator?
Very carefully.
Q. That's how.
"19 periods at Voltaire 6. This means nothing, but..." It's as close as the Klingons could get.
Wow, that guy literally warped in on top of me. But he's not going to do that twice.
Klingons first.
Yeah, got the bioneuros on the Oh yeah, apparently the bioneurals don't count as part of the wave. That was one thing I didn't realize the first time I did this.
These guys in their EMP probes.
I have to say the way that the devs did the custom ship explosions actually really public.
So I'll tell you what was nice getting the.
Is there actually an achievement now for Romulan Republic kills?
Breaking up a little bit.
No idea.
Oh man!
All right, so I've been trying to destroy the.
Ship was like went like right into enemy hands there.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Wow.
You just killed.
Yeah, so we're pretty terrible at this.
Well, what happened there was that there was a ship firing those plasma torpedo volleys, and yeah.
And they spawned right on the Kobayashi Maru, and it just kept going right into them.
Yeah,
and I think some bioneurals
I got killed
through.
because I think I had something like half the enemy ships on top of me.
Yeah, I was using the pilot ship, so that really was pretty squishy. Front shields went down, and then hull just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this is not particularly my favorite queue.
No, I mean, it seemed a little bit more stable last time. This time it seems like you can get a little bit of a ways with a really well set up team, but it's sort of more on a knife edge, much more than Sumpec. Where Sumpec just keeps going and going.
I do like that they kept this as a weekend thing so far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it seems like it fits really well. It's this nice little diversion. He comes up and it's like, hey, I don't have to get too crazy into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then, since we failed, that means we have to switch characters and try again.
If we want to, but...
What time are we at?
7:15. Want to try KDF?
Let's try KDF, just for the heck of it.
Okay.
Bring some KDF characters to the party here. But who is the question?
I only got 2 choices.
I've got like 12 choices.
I have 4 red side choices, only 2 of which are actually KDF.
I gotta go pick up the Lucari ship. So we're waiting. Do we want to do Foundry stuff for the week?
Foundry stuff. Not a whole lot of it, obviously. Season 14 dropping on Tuesday means probably we will have some downtime. We never know how long, of course. That's just par for the course here.
Yeah.
So we will be doing our Foundry Challenge shortly after the downtime ceases. So get your ideas ready for 26th century stuff to go on. I will be sort of narrowing down the prompt a little bit so that everyone will be kind of starting on the same page. Because I know some of the authors that have been helping us out on the forums have been really thinking about 26th century missions for a while now. So we want to make sure that everybody's kind of on the same...
same starting point.
Yeah, same starting point.
And keeping in mind, this is just a restriction if you want to enter the contest, not necessarily if you want to do a 26th century mission.
Yes, which you may do at any time from now until the end of whenever this game shuts down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the project file I've been working on from the first map it's probably been 6 months.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while now.
This one also changed form. So this was originally going to be something completely different, but I've made it my 26th century mission. Because certain things fit really well.
All right, let's start forming the team here.
Yep. I'm all set.
And I'm just...
I am running to the other side of Deep Space Nine so that I can get the Lucari console.
Yep.
Got that.
Not that it entirely helped us last time. I was trying to activate mine, but I was in a tractor beam.
I got explodered. I was like, I should go back to help. And it's like, oh, no, I'm boom.
I was like, the enemy ships are in firing range. Oh, wait, they're all firing at me.
I was off trying to destroy the bio-neuro launchers.
Mm-hmm.
I did, but by the time I was getting back, things had gone dire, and
Just let me know when you guys are ready.
All set.
Hang on. I go claim the car.
Oh, someone's got a fancy ship.
Who?
Oh, Drogon. P4X.
I decided we needed more Calgon.
Dun 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 dun. Mystery science.
I'm going to use this thing.
Okay, I'm ready.
Build. Okay.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Mark, you ready?
I'm trying to decide whether it's worth the effort to go and actually get the Kari console out. Just a sec.
I'm sure this is going to go as badly as last time.
I don't want it to.
Make sure I've got the right skills set up. I don't want commando.
Oh, but why not? It's awesome.
It's not good for space.
Oh, that.
Not quite sure how I feel about all ground or all space specializations.
They're annoying. Because you basically get both, and then you're just swapping one to the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of a compromise when you're first leveling up, but once you get everything, it's just like, it's basically a loadout thing.
Spirit Boy says, "So you're not going commando then?"
No, I'm not going commando.
What about when you get the kilt?
We don't know what's going on the other end of these streams. You know, we don't want to know.
Who likes short shorts?
No.
Hey, you know, the kilt is, of course, respected traditional Scottish dress.
Oh, here's a question about the scans. If we get them in the Foundry, and considering the fact that Zero really likes these, I think that might be a certainty at some point in the future. Would you retcon these into any of one of your existing missions?
Hmm.
And if so, for who?
No, I don't have any Scottish folks in my missions.
I don't have any missions that take me back to season 1 of TNG. Because I mean, if I did, then maybe I would do one there. But you know, maybe I might invent a new Scottish character or something.
Well, I was suggesting to you, Duncan, that if you wanted to do Quinn in a bathrobe, Scant was the way to go.
Yeah. Once we get that, it definitely opens up the possibility of getting something that actually looks like a bathrobe, or just terrifying, just him in a kilt. Because that was the first joke I made about the scans, is just the fact that Quinn doesn't have a front panel on his desk, and the stairs are right there, leading up to it.
Oh, Lord.
This design
you know, someone would complain to HR about that.
Yeah, but he is HR.
Maybe call the Federation president. I don't know.
Are we all ready?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Yep.
Queuing. Accepting. Warping.
The
downside is that our odds are not better with these characters.
Probably.
Mine actually might be better, because this is a lot more survivable. Because this is a KDF engineer in a Mothra Raptor.
Mine's a lot less, so.
This is not a KDF ship.
You've made it, KDF.
I'm sure you've seen one of these things before.
Actually, flying an Undine ship. I don't know if that improves our odds.
That one's actually pretty good, though. That's one of the 2 ships that I've actually gotten out of a lockbox. Both times I was going for Lobi.
I actually
bought it
because
I thought it was cheap.
Box. Then I sold it.
Didn't
and
used to be
part of the
cheap.
money to buy this thing.
I got it when it was new.
I've got a T5 Infinity box sitting around, but I thought maybe I'd get an Undine one out of.
Yeah, I'd say if you're just looking for a cheap, good ship, especially an escort. I mean, the 9-core right now, it automatically gets a T5U. So.
Oh yeah. Kadar is talking about how his time ship is technically not KDF here.
Oh no, it's technically KDF. It's Galactic Union. It's everyone.
There is no KDF at that point, one assumes.
Well, it's evolved into something else. Oh, God. Ow.
Okay, we survived round 1.
The next wave is incoming.
So is it worth me going off and trying to destroy
Heralds
the...
again.
It is still kind of useful, because you don't get the subsequent volleys, but you definitely want to make sure you're trying to do it with a fast ship. And you're treating it as a low priority thing. So if you have the opportunity, blow them up. Otherwise, focus on the big chips. Or just shooting down the...
I can definitely destroy anything that happens to be in front of me.
Oh. We all did cannon builds, didn't we?
Wait, hold a second. Why am I seeing polymorphic viral probes being launched by Orions?
Did they mix waves? Oh, you know, it's probably the hazard. Hazard Iconium probes.
Oh. That's annoying. Neural warhead.
Stick close to the
neural
Kobayashi.
warhead. Yeah, sucks to be you.
I'm the only one by the Kobayashi Maru.
I'm coming towards you.
It's not over yet. The next wave is coming.
Errands.
We'll be tearing them a new one.
If they like TBR, they can have TBR. They got all the TBR they can want. Probably more, actually. Oh yeah, one fun trick I've got doing my guide to use this weapon is to use the red dual beanbags from the Terran Task Force with regular
Heads up! Another wave is coming your way.
green beams for everything else.
Kathy, this one is good.
Joy. Those guys. Ow.
I'm not doing well. And the Kobayashi's Moose Hull's falling.
The Kobayashi Maru's health is at 50%.
Falling.
Using my console.
Using my console too.
Like mine.
Haha, force challenge! You won't face directly in front of me. Death. Yep, bye Neurals.
Starfire Theta says, I think the worst thing that could happen here is if they put in the black hole from Gravity Kills.
That would be awesome.
Oh, come on. Having Thalon Cloud spawn on top of you is really annoying.
I have to say, this is probably the funnest pilot ship, the D4.
Hey, at least we got rewards this time.
The nanite infection affix is active.
Nanite infection? What's that? Ow!
I don't want to know.
What the hell? Damage history. What did I get hit by? 2 quantum torpedo salvos worth in total about 100,000 damage. Yeah, I think the Gem Hadar might be a little bugged right now.
Well, they know they have an expansion coming, so they're feeling, you know, a little too big for their britches.
Yeah. Well, it's the torpedo ability dealing 100,000 damage to a player. I mean, that's... I mean, that was just instant death. And this is a defensive ship, so... Or defensive build ship. Yep. Watch out for the binaurals.
Enemy assault incoming. Survive the onslaught.
Because at this point, those are going to really hurt.
Scullions! This could suck. Wait, all of the waves in this can suck.
Pretty much.
Oh boy.
So what round do like the really good groups get to? Like what's a win for that sort of thing?
I mean, we're getting up to like the 20s or 30s on the 10 forward stream, but I think they may have tuned things up since then. Because this feels a little trickier. Oh god!
Your health is falling again.
Kobayashi Maru's health.
Yeah.
Too fast to get there.
Is at 10%.
We made it to the siege wave.
All right, everyone.
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah, that was better.
Over. Here are your results.
Yeah, we actually, lasted long enough to get the special thingy.
I remember what marks I go for on this character.
I did it earlier today.
Probably competitive because you almost certainly have everything else.
Oh, this
Probably.
character.
I needed Omega just for some extra gear.
Apparently, this character I didn't plan to take any.
That's what I ran out of on almost everyone is competitive marks. Everything else is easier to get. This guy apparently also ran out of Lucaria marks, but he's most of the way done with that.
Somewhat redeemed ourselves in terms of showing off our skills.
Not failing as horribly.
Only
this time
slightly.
as last time.
Not failing as horribly.
We did averagely.
All right, I think that'll do it for this evening. Thank you all for joining us, showing off some content here. Obviously, next week we will have Season 4 stuff to show off. Season 14, sorry.
Ooh, this reminds me of something. We don't have those satellites.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, things from the Kobayashi Maru simulation that have the numbers on them. We don't have those.
Yeah, we don't have
That'd be kinda
anything new for space since Delta Rising NPC contact ships, but certainly no new assets in the detail option.
It would be kind of useful to have those because you could label things as this is number 1, this is number 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, yet another reason why I want to have the ability to do shield visuals in the Foundry is the cool ship I'm flying has the Riemann shield visuals on it. It just looks really, really cool.
Shield visuals make everything look cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, but part of it, though, is that the Riemann shield visual seems to make the hull extra shiny or something. I don't know. And of course, there's specific parts of the hull that have the green glowy stuff.
All right, well, gentlemen, been fun gaming with you for another evening.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And I get to go watch Legion of Myth.
Yay!
Yep. Say hi to our friends from Legion of Myth for us.
Yay. I'll give them a good poke.
All right. Well, for now, then, we will say goodnight.
Good night.